Okay, good morning and assalamualaikum everyone. Sorry for the delay in uploading this recorded video. Okay, never mind. But so we'll continue with our next chapter, which is chapter 6, working drawing. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to learn for working drawing chapter. So first kita akan tengok on the basic introduction about working drawings, and then what is the definition of detailed drawings and also the definition of assembly drawing. So for introduction, working drawing is a set of drawing that is used during the work of making a product. Okay, so dia actually ada a complete set of standardized drawing. So this standardized drawings ni function dia is to specify the manufacture and assembly of a product based on apa yang kita dah design. Okay, so the complexity of this design determine the number and type of drawing. So basically, the working drawings may be maybe on more than one sheet, and also dia boleh juga contain written instruction yang kita call as specifications. So therefore, working drawing ni is a set of drawings that ada a few function yang dia kena fulfill. Okay, function yang pertama untuk completely describe the parts, both visual and dimensionally, and also second, to show the parts in assembly, and third, identify all the parts, and fourth, specify standard parts. Okay, so in general, a complete set of working drawings for an assembly includes detailed drawings and also assembly drawing. Detailed drawing is the multi-view representation of a single part with dimensions and notes. Okay, multi-view maksud dia adalah the orthographic presentation lah yang kita dah buat before this. So dia ada top view, front view and side view of a single part. Okay, focus on these single parts. You punya detailed drawing ni should include dimensions and notes. Okay, where kalau perlu letak notes lah. Okay, normally detailed drawing of a single part ni dia consists of selain daripada the 3 orthographic views, dia juga ada dimensions and also the finish information, part numbers. Okay, ada consistent title block, material type and apa-apa je lah information specs yang kita nak. Okay, and then for second one, definition for assembly drawing. Assembly drawing is a drawing that shows various parts of a machine or structure assembled in their relative working positions. So dia akan tunjuk macam mana each part of a design is put together. The purpose of detailed drawing ni dia akan convey the information and instructions for manufacturing the part, while the assembly drawing conveys first completed shape of the product, the overall dimensions, relative position of each part, and also the functional relationship among various components. So let's look more on the detailed drawing. For detailed drawing, what kind of information that we have to include? Okay, so normally general information. Okay, general information ni is whatever yang consists in our title block. Okay, so kalau you buat detail drawing ni, you should use a consistent title block And also the parts information. Parts information include the description of the shape, size and specs of the parts. Okay, so the shape and size ni kita boleh dapat daripada object views. Views ni the front view, side view and the top view. And then specs ni kita boleh include dia as notes dekat kita punya detail drawing. Okay, ni is information, the general information. Okay, apa yang kita nak letak. Okay, this is normally the name of company, title of drawing, the drawing sheet number, name of a drafter, relevant dates and revision tables. Okay, yang ni adalah optional. Okay, tapi yang pentingnya you punya general information yang kita akan look forward to is this. What are the units? Millimeter ke, inci ke, meter ke, kilometer ke kan? And scale. What are the scale yang drawing you guna, and also what are the method of projection. Method of projection ni, okay, kalau orthographic, as saya beritahu dulu, method of projection based on orthographic ni ada dua lah. The first angle and the third angle projection. Okay, meanwhile for the parts information, the shape you can kita boleh dapatkan shape information from the orthographic drawing. Alternative to orthographic drawing is pictorial drawing, which kita tak fokus. Dalam course ni kita fokus only on orthographic drawing. And then for the size, kita boleh dapat daripada dimension and tolerance. And specs, okay, normally kita akan include the part number, name and number required, type of material being used, the general notes, surface finish, and general tolerance. Okay, let's see what are the recommended practice for producing a detailed drawing. Okay, normally draw one part to one sheet of paper. If not the case, okay, normally kita akan draw satu part on one sheet of paper. Tapi you juga boleh letak beberapa part dalam satu sheet of paper if you can apply enough spacing. Maksudnya kalau you punya sheet of paper tu, one sheet of paper tu have more spaces atau spacious enough for you to include in more than one part, okay, you can do that, but make sure you apply enough spacing between the parts. And then also you have to draw all parts using the same scale. Okay, you tak boleh draw kalau ada satu part, for example, first part ni you draw guna scale 1:1, and the second part you draw to scale 1:2. Tak boleh, dia tak consistent. So one sheet of paper, you should draw satu part tu on one sheet of paper using the same scale. Okay, otherwise kalau you nak guna the different in scale for different parts, okay, the scale should be clearly noted under each part's drawing. And then standard parts such as bolt, nut, pin, bearing do not require detailed drawings. Okay, yang ni you tak perlu detailed drawing because as kita tahu standard parts ni kita boleh dapatkan dia punya specs ni from manufacturer. Okay, dia senang lah, dia apa, dia dah ada dah dia punya standard specs ni. Okay, so tak perlu kan detailed drawing. Detailed drawing ni adalah untuk spesifik parts yang kita nak design. Okay, kalau parts yang memang dah common, yang banyak orang guna, dah memang biasa kita guna macam bolt dengan nut ni kan, okay, just tak perlu buat detail drawing. Okay, so this is example lah macam mana kita nak place information. So dekat tengah-tengah ni, inside this dash block, okay, dalam dash block ni, this is where you punya completed dimension of orthographic drawing will be located. Okay, and then you akan letak part number, part name, material and number required, and also notes. Okay, this is the title block. And also ni example je, not necessarily yang kita akan guna, tapi biasanya saya akan minta you letak this projection type dekat bahagian sini lah, bawah ni. Okay, tapi this information kena ada. Tak semestinya you letak dekat sebelah atas ni, tapi biasa kita letak dekat bawah ni atau ke tepi sini. Okay, depends, tapi kena ada. Okay, so title block and projection type ni kena ada. This is an example how kita interpret the detail drawing. Okay, so kita ada satu detail drawing ni. This is, okay, ni title block dia. Okay, ni dia punya company, ni nama dia, cover plate. Okay, dia ada scale dia 1:1, material yang dia guna. Ni draw by whom, check by whom. This is the drawing number, any date lah, and any projection type. This one is the tolerance, unless otherwise specified. Tolerance plus minus 0.02. Okay, tolerance ni maksudnya kalau kita decide, for example, okay, this one lah 7.10. Okay, biasanya mm kan 7.10 mm. Tolerance dia, the parts ni, the dimension of the parts could be between 7.12. Okay, dia plus minus lah, so less 7.008 hingga 7.12. Okay, macam tu lah dia punya plus minus tolerance dia. Okay, so dia ada top view and dia punya side view of this parts. Okay, parts ni nama dia cover plate. Okay, so dia ada ditunjukkan lah apa dia punya dimension, dia punya diameter, how many, for example kat sini ada hole. Okay, ada 12 kali. Okay, this one is the tolerance. Okay, kita tak get into details dekat tolerance. Okay, tapi just nak you tahu je lah apa maksud tolerance tu. Okay, and these are the orthographic view saya dah sebut tadi. And then orthographic view ni kena ada dimension. Tolerance optional lah dalam course ni, because kita tak cover kan. And also the surface finishing. This one dekat sini adalah the general note. And also do not forget to include the title block. And also the revision table. Revision table ni is how many revision lah yang you dah buat. Okay, let's say you first draw by satu people and then you buat revision lagi. So every time you buat revision, you note dalam revision table ni. And also the general tolerance and the projection type. Okay, now let's look at the assembly drawing. Okay, so as I mentioned before, assembly drawing ni dia akan tunjukkan macam mana setiap part dalam design tu is put together. So since satu design, satu equipment tu dia consist of different parts. Okay, dia biasanya consist of more than one parts. Okay, so that's why kita perlukan this assembly drawing untuk tunjukkan kita macam mana these parts align. Okay, macam mana they are, all these parts. For example, satu equipment tu ada 10 parts, macam mana all these 10 parts are put together to produce one design. Okay, so there are two types of assembly drawing. The first one is the exploded assembly drawings. Okay, dalam exploded assembly drawing ni, the parts are separately displayed but they are aligned according to their assembly positions and sequence. And then we have the second type of assembly drawing known as the general assembly drawing. Okay, dalam general assembly drawing ni, all parts ni kita draw in their working position. And the third type is the detailed assembly drawing where all parts are drawn in their working position with the completed dimensions. Okay, so kita akan fokus on these general assembly drawings. Okay, this is just nak tunjukkan you macam mana rupa exploded assembly tu. So we have the pictorial representation of an object. So kita tengok the finished product. Okay, so how the exploded assembly ni is being drawn. Okay, macam mana cara dia draw. Okay, and then this is another example from orthographic representation. Okay, ni ada few parts dia lah dekat sini. Okay, ada for example wing nut, lock cup, nameplate, pressure spring ni. This is how dia akan be put together. Okay, based on the orthographic representation. Okay, and then this is an example of a general assembly. Okay, from pictorial atau ni just is isometric punya section card. And also kita boleh tengok dia punya orthographic projection. Okay, ni daripada isometric and then orthographic projection. And then dekat sini ada balloons. Okay, balloons with numbering ni ada 1, 2, 3 ni dia akan referring to that number of parts. Okay, another example. So in this example, only dimension relate to the machine's operation are given. Okay, so dalam general assembly you juga boleh letak the dimension. Okay, but only relate to the machine operation. Kalau you tengok, for example, just general dimension je. Okay, tak ada yang detail. Okay, only dimension relate to machine operation are given in tabulated form, not show dalam This one kalau yang ni untuk the detail parts ni nampak dia dimension S macam ni lah, W, S, X. Okay, this one nanti dia akan letak dalam table. Okay, this is another example yang biasa kita akan buat. Okay, for general assembly yang biasa tengok lah. Okay, dia ada few types kan working drawing assembly ni. Okay, so this is you punya orthographic representation. Okay, title block, and also this is you punya apa ni kita panggil part numbers. Okay, part list. Part list, ini kita panggil, biasa kita panggil part list atau bill of materials. Okay, biasa kita letak dia at the bottom of the drawing sheet, sebelah kiri ni of the title block. Dia referring to this part lah. Nampak tak ada satu ni bulatan ni kita panggil balloon. Okay, dalam balloon ni ada number ni referring to which part. Okay, ni bilangan dia lah. Part name, material, required number, and then this is title of this drawing. Okay, drawing number. Another example, this is an example for a detail assembly. So dalam detail assembly ni dia akan tunjukkan ada apa ni, dimension. Okay, so apa yang you kena tahu sekarang is what are the information that are usually required in general assembly drawing. Okay, for example, the first one is all parts will be drawn in their operating position. Part list or bill of materials. Okay, you kena letakkan part list ni. Part list ni adalah dia akan include all these items. Okay, number, item number, descriptive name, material. Material ni dia punya short form untuk material, and quantity required per a unit of formation. QTY ni dia punya short form. And then leader lines with balloons around part numbers. And number 4, machining and assembly operation and critical dimension related to operation of the machine. So how do you place that information? So you have assemble parts. Okay, dekat sini nanti you ada parts assembly with the reference number. Okay, and then you kena order projection type. This one here you letak general notes, and this is your title block. Okay, lepas tu jangan lupa letak list of the part. Okay, next, part list ataupun bill of materials biasa kita letak dekat atas atau beside the title block. Fill the table from the bottom. Okay, this is how you draw the part list. Okay, imagine you punya drawing sheet bahagian bawah tu kan. Okay, you draw daripada bawah dan naik ke atas. Okay, so dia punya table name ni dekat bahagian bawah sekali Lepas tu letakkan dia dari nombor 1, 2, 3 naik ke atas. This is an example. Dekat mana you boleh letak part list ni atau bill of material. Okay, buat macam ni pun boleh. And then let's look at the steps to create assembly drawing. Okay, first you analyze the geometry and dimension for all parts in order to understand the assembly steps and overall shape of device or machine. And number 2, select an appropriate view. And number 3, choose major parts, which is parts that have several parts assembled on. And then draw view of major parts according to selected viewing direction. Okay, so you ada satu object, you analyze the geometry, lepas tu dimension. Okay, purpose dia untuk you fahamkan lah betul-betul the assembly steps and overall shape of that device atau machine. Lepas tu you select an appropriate view. Okay, maksudnya you kena select lah which one akan jadi front view, which one jadi side view, which one will be the top view. Lepas tu draw the major parts. Okay, parts that have several parts assembled on, and then you just draw the major parts according to you punya selected viewing direction. Okay, and then you add detail of the remaining parts at their working positions. Lepas tu you can apply section techniques if it's applicable. Lepas tu add notes and dimensions if you have any. Lepas tu create bill of material. Okay, let's look at the general practice. So the number of views can be 1, 2, 3 or more as needed, but it should be minimum. Okay, minimum should be 2 lah. Okay, atau the typical is the 3 views. The top, front and side view. Good viewing direction is that it represents all or most of the parts assembled in their working position. Okay, let's look at this example. So in this example, macam mana kita nak select of an accessory view. Okay, so for example, kita ada this one, part A and part B. Okay, student A choose this view. And then student B choose this view. Okay, so which is the appropriate view for assembly drawing? Okay, ni part A. Okay, dia ada 2 part. Satu part A, and then this is the side view dia lah, and then satu part B. Okay, which is the appropriate view? Okay, kalau saya akan pilih view yang student V ni buat lah. Okay, this is more appropriate because dia lebih menunjukkan, lebih clear lah, representing the parts. Okay, part A dengan part B ni, instead of part yang student A, instead of drawing yang student A ni buat, okay, kita tak clearly nampak yang the blue part ni, part B ni. Okay, yang student B ni draw lebih descriptive. Another general practice about the hidden lines. Okay, normally hidden lines ni kita tinggalkan unless betul-betul diperlukan untuk illustrate some important feature that the reader might otherwise miss. Okay, let's look at this example. So using the same parts as before, part A and part B, should the hidden lines omit or not? Okay, and then this is another example of whether you should omit the hidden lines or not. Finally, what are the points to consider? Okay, the surface finishing, tolerance, size and geometry. And surface finishing means the quality of the surface. It relates to the level of roughness of a surface. Okay, the purpose is to control the accuracy in positioning and tightness between the mating parts, and also to reduce the friction, especially for the part move relative to other parts. And the tolerance. Okay, tolerance is the total amount dimension may vary. Okay, it is defined as a difference between the upper and lower limits. Okay, so dia ada plus minus tu kan. Okay, yang minus tu is the lower limits dia, yang plus tu is the upper limits dia. So kalau 9 plus minus 0.01, so dia akan jadi 9 tolak 0.01 adalah dia punya lower limit. 9 tambah 0.01 is dia punya upper limits. Okay, purpose sebab apa kita kena ada tolerance ni, untuk control interchangeability of parts and then to ensure the mating part will have a desired fit. Okay. Okay, so this is an example of a working drawing. Okay, so ni example working drawing. Tadi kan saya cakap dia consist of detail drawing and assembly drawing. Okay, so example kita nak buat untuk this clamp machine part here. Okay, so kita akan draw detail drawing of the individual parts yang make up this clamp, and also kita akan create a standard part sheets. So this is an example of the assembly drawing for that clamp. Okay, so kita tengok dekat sini, kita ada minimum 2 views. This one is the top view. Okay, and this one is the front view. Okay, you boleh buat minimum 2 atau biasanya usually typical 3 views, and kita boleh letak dekat sini the part list. Okay, so part list ni dia kena include lah 1, 2, 3, 4 ni, dia referring to this numbering part. So di clamp ni dia consist of part yang pertama ni adalah base dia, part yang kedua ni adalah the weight plate, part yang ketiga ni dia ada pin, and part number 4 is the snap ring. Okay, kalau snap ring ni you tengok dia ada 2 ni, required quantity and material made of what. Okay, and then you include title block lah dekat bawah ni. Okay, dekat sini just terlupa projection type. Okay, ada scale, ada date, ada how many number of sheets. Okay, as kita tahu working drawing ni dia perlukan lebih daripada 1 sheet. Okay, and then this is the detail drawing untuk the first part. Okay, so ada part-part ni, sekarang you dah ada satu assembly drawing, then you have to create detail drawing untuk each part ni. Okay, so this is an example detail drawing for the first part, which is first part name ni adalah base. Okay, ni nama dia base. Detail drawing orthographic projection untuk base tadi. So base tadi, this one kan base, mana base ni, satu ni yang L shape ni base kan. Lepas tu you buat orthographic projection dia, ada top, front dengan side view untuk that base. And then this is detail drawing untuk second part. Second part ni weight plate. And detail drawing untuk part yang ketiga. Okay, kalau you tengok part ketiga ni kenapa satu dia, sebab nombor dia adalah sejenis pin. Okay, tak perlu pun nak banyak-banyak sebab pin ni adalah common. Okay, just by this side view macam ni je, kita dah kita boleh tahu dia required dimension. And part number 4 snap ring. Okay, kalau you tengok snap ring ni adalah the standard part sheet, so kita hanya letakkan dia punya specs sahaja. Okay, so that's all for working and drawing assemblies.